So when we first sit down to meditate, it's often useful just to take the first few moments to just follow the breath down in the belly. And you're not trying to change the quality of the breathing in any way. You're not trying to control it, you're just sort of watching it down in the belly as a means to gather attention. As you just watch the breath move in and out, your attention will just naturally gather into the present. And you're watching the breath with as much ease and relaxation as you can. Just relaxing into its rhythm. And following the breath will just help you transition from mind into something very concrete like your breath. So you're just letting your awareness drop from the level of mind down into the simplicity, the rhythm of the breath for a few moments. Letting yourself relax into the breath. When you're very easy with it, when you're relaxed with it, it has the sense of you being breathed. Instead of you trying to breathe, it has the feeling that you're just being breathed, that it's all happening quite simply, quite spontaneously. And you're just allowing yourself to be breathed. Now we take the first couple of minutes in meditation to attend to the breath. As I said, to kind of gather attention out of the mind into something very simple and concrete. But also because when you've kind of set up this pattern of just the simple attention to the breath, you'll notice during your meditation that if you get lost in your mind, that the breath will bring you back. You'll notice that your breath will change, the pattern of it will change, the rhythm of it will change when you start getting lost in your mind, and that'll bring you back. So it's like an anchor. It's always there. It's always steady. It's very simple. If you should ever at any point get lost or confused, you can always just go back to the simplicity of the breath. If anything that should ever happen during meditation or during this retreat that's challenging or overwhelming, you can always go back to the groundedness of the breath. So in this meditation, I want to talk about what I call the 3 commitments, which really underlie meditations. The 3 commitments to meditation. Each time that you sit down, you're actually undertaking these kind of commitments. If we don't know what we're committing to, then the meditation can be quite haphazard. So the first commitment of meditation is simply to be still. The outer expression of this is a physical stillness. Not a rigid stillness of the body, but something that's easy and relaxed. It's allowing the physical body as well as the sort of the inner energetic body to relax into stillness. Because if we move our body every time our mind moves, or our body fidgets every time our mind gets fidgety, then nothing ever calms down. And so we just commit to a very easy and restful stillness of body. Committing just to being physically still. You cannot make or force your mind to be still, but you can allow the body to be still. You can commit to allowing your body to be still, to rest in a state of stillness. So see if you can just intuitively feel what an easy kind of physical stillness is like. Not something rigid or forced, something very easy, where you're relaxing into it. And yet you've committed to the body being still. When the body becomes still, the mind will eventually start to follow. you're just resting in a kind of very aware stillness. An alert stillness of body. When you begin to relax the tension in the body, when you begin to release it into stillness, then you start to feel something more subtle. It's almost like the energetic body, the quality of your nervous system. You're also allowing that to rest into a state of stillness. It's the inner energetic body as well as the nervous system. It's often so overstimulated. And so this is the first commitment, the commitment to be still. And although it starts out on something very simple like the body being still, there's really an almost endless depth to this first commitment, what it means to be still. To be in a state of relaxed alertness. Stillness really means to be in a state of non-resistance. Complete non-resistance is absolute stillness. So in meditation, you're not trying to impose something upon yourself. You're just inviting yourself, inviting the stillness. Realizing that stillness is simply a state of non-resistance, of deep and profound non-resistance. It's a state of allowing this moment and everything in it to be exactly as it is. And you're feeling in your body and your subtle body and your nervous system what it is to not resist. You're feeling the openness and the simplicity of it, flow, the ease of it. Even if you come upon a pocket of resistance, you realize you can be absolutely still with that resistance. You can be easy with it. So the second commitment is similar to the first. It's an outgrowth of the first commitment to be still. And that is the commitment to rest in a kind of open receptivity. So instead of trying to make something happen, force anything, instead of trying to figure something out, you're committing to a kind of simple and open receptivity. Being completely and open and receptive to the moment. You're not trying to change the moment. You're not trying to dominate it. You're not trying to direct it. You're committing to a state of just open receptivity. And you see how that feels in your system, in your body, in your mind, in your nervous system. What the experience of it is to be very open, to be very receptive. You may notice that your natural state of awareness is itself completely open and receptive. And it is absolutely still. So your own natural state of awareness, if you notice it, it is already quite still. It is not resisting what's happening. Your natural state of awareness is in a state of open receptivity. It's open to every sound, every feeling. It's open to stillness. This is your own natural state of awareness. So by committing to this openness and receptivity, it allows you to notice that openness is the natural state of awareness. That stillness is the natural state of awareness. And yet these are also commitments because they allow us the clarity of knowing what we're putting our attention towards. The third commitment is lovingly returning to the source. What that means at any moment you get a little lost in a thought or a daydream, that you always simply return to that state of openness and stillness in a loving way, compassionate way. You're reversing the tide of judgment, of disappointment. That you're committing, when you meditate, to lovingly return to the source. Compassionately returning to the openness of being. So these three commitments, to be still, to rest in open receptivity, and to lovingly return to the source, are very simple yet vital components of meditation.